Welcome back to Conversations with Archbishop Kurtz, and once again here we are in the beautiful Basilica of St. Joseph in Bardstown, Kentucky, the first cathedral of our Archdiocese. And I'm so happy to have a special guest, Richard Tink Guthrie. And Tink, you're a native of Bardstown, and so welcome to this program.
Thank you, Archbishop. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah. Now, I said Richard Tink. This is not a formal question, but I've been dying to ask you, where did the nickname Tink come from?
Well, I was born at a time when it was not uncommon for parents to name a son in honor of a local priest or physician. One of my brothers was already named for the priest, so I got the physician. And he was known as Tink. And so though not my baptismal name, it's actually the name I've carried from the womb.
Well, I'll have to remember that, maybe get some free medical advice from you at some point. Thank you. I mentioned that you were born here in Bardstown. Your wife, Lucia, of course, is from right down the road in New Haven, and you have 3 girls.
Four.
Of you. Oh, 4 girls. Of course you do. Of course you do. That was not a trick question. And we're very grateful for the work you're doing. Tink, I know that we've just changed the name of our Office of Stewardship to the Office of Mission Advancement, and you're the first director now of the Office of Mission Advancement. Tell us a little bit about the work you're doing and what its purpose is.
Sure. The central purpose of the new Office of Mission Advancement is to serve our priests, parishes, archdiocesan agencies by ensuring they have the resources necessary to carry out their ministries. Yeah. We're doing that through stewardship development, the Catholic Services Appeal, planned giving. We're even building in information systems so that we can be more intentional in our efforts to assist those priests, parishes, archdioceses with their outreach efforts.
I know you've been working on a part-time basis for 4 years with us already with the Archdiocese, and so priests already are very aware of your support and your good reputation. So I'm so glad that we're building that. And I like the use of the word advancement because it says, this is so typical of, I think, the papacy, of Pope Francis saying, do not just sit back, but go out. Indeed. And so thank you for that. It's an exciting time for us. This is not the first time you've worked or been involved with the life of the church. Mm-hmm. You've been obviously, you and Lucia and your 4 children have been very active in the parishes. You've been a volunteer and you've worked. Why in the world do you want to work for the church? Tell us.
Well, I've been fortunate to see the Catholic Church alive in our communities, bringing Christ to others every day. As Catholics, we're recognized for doing many things well that would include worship, sacraments, education. But what I want is for others to see just how much wider our footprint is. And there's so many other things that we do well that we excel at. And that could be everything from faith formation to community outreach to social justice. And even though we can maybe do any of those better, that shouldn't preclude us from proudly claiming and proclaiming all the works of faith that we do.
Yeah, you know, that title of something being the best kept secret is just so often true. And it's not just the good things we do, it's the people who are motivated by Christ to do such good work. And I'm so glad that you're making a priority not only supporting that work, but finding ways to tell the good news.
We're blessed with abundance, not scarcity.
Yeah. Now here we are in October, and of course, this is the traditional month talking about a focus on Catholic Services Appeal. And in our first segment, you probably saw, we had the beautiful video, and Brian and I talked a little bit about the inner workings of, I guess, the Catholic Services Appeal. But tell us a little bit about the Catholic Services Appeal. And I guess what I have in the back of my mind is include in that why someone ought to contribute.
Right. Well, the ministries and services of the Catholic Services Appeal are at the heart of what we're called to do as followers of Christ. The benefits of CSA are not just felt in Jefferson County, but in all 24 of our archdiocesan counties from the Ohio River.
Well, and here we are in Nelson County.
Indeed. And every parish in the archdiocese, every parish benefits from donations to CSA. So the more people are aware of what CSA supports, the greater the desire to contribute, to be part of the good works. And in fact, there's so many good works that we wouldn't even have time to cover them all in this segment. But There are a couple, if I may, that might be a good cross-section.
Say some of them, because people did see the video and that mentioned some things, but it would be good to reinforce things.
Well, the Vocations Office, they do a magnificent job of helping individuals discern.
Somebody's future pastor.
Indeed.
Right.
That goes back to, discerning the call of the Holy Spirit and how to respond in faith. Under your leadership, we've been blessed with an steady increase in the number of seminarians, as well as men entering the permanent diaconate. Of course, as that number steadily increases, so too does the cost to educate them.
Now remember, I think we have 17 seminarians. Every day I speak to the Lord and I remind him we really need 25.
Very
So I just want to make sure we remember that.
In addition to the prayers for vocations, contributing to the CSA Seminarian Fund is a significant way in which our parish families...
Yeah, you do have to pay for the education.
The parish families, they can help the men make it through and through seminary and ultimately become ordained priests to return and serve the parish for years to come.
Excellent.
And but one that we recognize quite often is the Catholic Charities, and many people understand that they do the service to some of the most vulnerable in our society.
People really want to contribute when they think someone in need of help is receiving help.
Sure.
And you see this as an avenue through our Catholic Charities.
Every day hear stories of people who came to Catholic Charities in need at a critical time in their life, got the assistance, got their situation stabilized, and then often return to Catholic Charities in the role of a volunteer or employee to help, motivated to help others with similar situations. And I mean, what an inspirational example that is of Christ at work. The CSA donors helped those clients at a difficult time in their lives. Then those clients paid it forward by returning to Catholic Charities to serve others. But I know I've heard you so appropriately say it a number of times, Archbishop, that we don't serve those in need because they're Catholic, but because we're Catholic.
Yeah, you know that was Cardinal Hickey said that, and boy, have I quoted him. Exactly.
But when you get right down to it, God owns it all. We're simply called to share from the blessings, from the abundance, so that we all can have a hand in bringing Christ to others.
Right. So we had, with the video, of course, we saw that in addition to the two very important areas of vocations, seminarians, as well as Catholic Charities and helping those in need, we also saw the great support that is given within parish life itself to those who are teaching and in liturgical ministries, to young people who are getting ready for marriage. Huh?
Indeed.
The whole group. So if somebody said, gee, I have so many times people ask me to contribute to something, why do you contribute? Do you contribute to the Catholic?
Indeed.
Okay, and why do you give to the Catholic Services Appeal?
Kind of as we touched on, it's an awareness. Once I became aware of what CSA supported, it would just be difficult for me to not be motivated to be part of that good work. Everything from the things it gives to the parishes directly to the thing it gives to our community as a whole, again, outside of just the Catholic people of the community, but fulfilling our Catholic responsibility.
Wow. Tink, thank you. You know, thank you for, this is so quick and so brief, but we really appreciate having this chance to talk with you. And those of you who have been viewing this, remember, you can go to the Catholic Services Appeal website that is right on our Archdiocesan website. Go to your parish and find out more about the Catholic Services Appeal. And we'll be hearing more about the work of mission advancement for the Archdiocese. Thank you for viewing us, and thank you in a special way, Tink, for being here. Please stay tuned for the third and final edition segment of Conversations.